Hey everybody, how you doing today? Good to see you. Thanks for coming back by. Today's video is going to be a little bit of a follow-up on yesterday's video. And we're going to look at that kitty feeder and that guttering system that I was working on and show you what's going on with that. So hang on and I'll show you what's up. So, as you guys might have saw in the previous video, I was making this little box to put the cat's food and water in and keep the rain and snow off of their food, keep them from getting wet and mushy. And which that was fine and dandy. And I got it all put together, and after the video yesterday we got it stained and everything was groovy. It was sitting here overnight drying, and we woke up this morning and found that something had gotten into their food, knocked it over, spilled all the food out, ate it all, and had the dish and the feeder bottle out in the yard. Well, we knew that wasn't the cats. It's either a possum or a raccoon or something like that. So I told Pat about that, and she says, well, I wanted you to put a door on the front so we could close it at night to keep the possums out of it. I'm like, oh, okay. So here's what I did. I put this other little shelf, which actually this lid and this door used to be shelves that I had on the front of an old king-size waterbed, mirrored headboard that had bookcases on both sides. And these would fold down and make like night tables. And it was just something I had back when I was bacheloring it. And it worked great for me, but I got rid of that headboard and stuff. And took these off before I gave it to whoever I gave it to. Anyway, that's what I made this out of. And so I cut this down to fit the front of it. And I had to figure out a way to keep it closed. So, I'll show you what I did there. I was looking for something real simple, and I think I've come up with the ideal solution. I'm going to zoom in on it there for you. What I did is I took one of those old picture hanging hooks, and I just drilled a hole in the side, put a screw with a fender washer on it, and bent it enough where it's got a little thumb tab there, and put another screw in it for it to hook on. Push down, it catches. Push up, it comes undone. Presto, Bob's your uncle. So now I got to stain that. Alright. So that worked out slick and easy. Yeah. Alright. Well, there's that. Now, what else we got to get into today? I will show you. Hang on. Edward. Damn cat. Thinks he lives here. Actually, it's a little mama. Alright, here's that gutter I was telling you about. And I got out here yesterday and I dug it out so I could get to it. And it's just not going to work like that. And I'll show you why. I may need to take this off the tripod. It's too severe of an angle right here. And it has to go down too deep. And then it comes back up. And no matter how much I dig to get it level down in there, it still has to come uphill before it gets level with the rest of the yard. So this drain pipe is too long. And if that weren't enough, the piece of hosing that we've got isn't long enough. The piece that was on here was longer than any of the pieces I had left over. and it only goes to right there. You can see where that hole is. I tried to open it up and put them together, and it just won't work. That stuff is too rigid. It doesn't have any give. It's completely unforgiving, and they just won't hook together. So what I've decided I'm going to do, instead of going and spending money and getting a new piece, which I don't like that because, as I was saying, it's too deep. It's deeper here than it is over here where it comes out. So there's always going to be water setting in the bottom of it. I just don't like that. So what I'm going to do is take it loose from the house here. Take all that black stuff off. Take the downspout loose from the house and cut it off enough to where I can raise it up. And then I'm gonna use this, which I actually had this. It was on the back side of the house coming off the garage where it doesn't really matter. And we'll put that on there and then just run it straight out this way to the front of the house. But I've got to get it up high enough to where the angle will work. Probably something like that. So, that being said, I'm going to unscrew that. I'll probably have to get a ladder and unscrew it up at the top so I can actually get to it and cut it and then move the support bracket up. But yeah, that's the plan. So I'm going to get into that. Alright, there it is. That wasn't too bad. Just had to cut off a little piece. Put that elbow on there, screw it in place. Reposition that fastener. Put my hose on. Let it out here past these ornamental rocks. Where it'll go in the front yard. That's a good 3 feet, maybe a little more from the house, which will be ideal. And I won't have to worry about it going into this hole and running right down the foundation. Just got to fill that hole in now. Alright, so I'll do the same thing I did here on the back side of the house, around the corner over there. And, which that'll be easy because it's already got the turnout on the downspout. All I'll have to do is put the little adapter on it and the hose. It's got one of those green plastic splash guard things on it. And we really don't get any water in the house over here. But while we're doing it, I'm going to do it all. Try the best we can to keep the water away from the foundation. Because we did get water in the house down here. This is where the well pump is. And where the wires that run that pump come out into the basement, there's a little hole in the foundation about that big where the wires come out. And we did get water coming out of that before, and I filled it up with that Expando foam, but it didn't do the trick. So I have a feeling one of these days I'm going to have to dig all this down there to that hole and put some actual caulking in there or something. And now that I'm standing here looking at it, I see a ground wire. And I see some other wires coming out of the ground. I don't know what those are. Oh, those are the wires that used to go to this box. This electrical outlet. And I remember I had my electrician out here last summer when we wired the garage and we looked at that. And it's not hooked up down in the basement either. And that was one of those things we were going to look at too later when we got around to it. and he has since moved out of the area, and I don't know, something I still have to take care of. Anyway, that's a different project for a different day. There's all kinds of things I need to do, like these windows. Look at those window screens, old wooden screens with metal mesh is completely gone and rotting away. I need to get on that, clean those window wells out and refresh that stuff, paint those seals. But now I need to fill this in before I completely run out of daylight. So, that being said, enough blah blah blah, yeah. Keeping that drain pipe right there at the edge of those ornamental rocks will actually help ensure that we don't run over it with the mower and tear it all up, which is what happened before. It was sticking out in the yard right over there, just enough to where you could just barely see the end of it. And Pat run over it with the mower and chewed it all up, crunched it, and yeah. So then it was kind of caved in on itself and chewed up. While we're on the subject matter, I thought I'd show you this piece of that corrugated tubing that was underneath the rocks, which was causing our problems to begin with. You can see how it's all smashed down and cracked. It's got, not to mention it wasn't long enough, it's got all kinds of roots growing out of it. There's no way any water could have went through it. And if water had gone through it, it had nowhere to go. It was just running off into straight dirt. So that's what caused this whole mess. And that big old long piece got holes in it. It's cracked too. Alright, so we're making do with what we got. Trying to keep from spending any more money. The gate works nice. Doesn't work as smooth as I had wanted it to, but it works okay. Now if I just get the trash guys to quit leaving the trash cans right there in the middle of the drive. Literally, right in the middle. Crazy. Alright. So, look at that shot. Ain't that a beauty? Old moon just a-shining. Hey guys, I want to take a moment, and for all of you who watched my video yesterday and went over and visited my daughter's channel, subscribe, I want to give you all a great big thank you. It meant a lot to me. It meant a lot to her. She sent me a private message this morning telling me thank you and how she was really happy to see that video get above 1,500 views. And if she hasn't commented and responded to your comments yet, I'm sure that she will. She told me she was gonna, so we'll see. She's kind of new at this whole YouTube thing. She's had the channel for a while, but she hasn't really gotten into it very heavy. So let's bear with her, give her a chance, and I'm sure it'll be fine. Anyway, I want to say thank you. It means a lot to me that you guys did what you did, and I appreciate each and every one of you guys. It's awesome. I went over and checked. I saw you guys who commented and who all subscribed. And I saw all that. Alright, you guys are awesome. Love you guys. Don't ever change. You're the best. Alright, I'll see you guys later. Y'all take care. And I'll see you in the next one. Alright, cheers.